So, America. America is a 16-year-old girl living on the streets because the constant hunger and abuse are better than what she got at home. Her father did to her things too terrible for me to mention. And when the men down by the railroad tracks hiked up her skirt, America went along with it, knowing from experience that it would be easier to close her eyes and keep quiet than to put up a fight. America is a Vietnam vet, drinking malt liquor from a brown paper bag behind the convenience store, or wandering aimlessly through darkened streets, hiding out in shadows or doorways, dreading sleep and nightmares of that other stranger's life that he once lived. America is rows of people pumping dollar after dollar after dollar into video poker machines, itching for that big win that never comes along. She is a young mother making up bedtime stories to explain gunshots and police sirens to her 4-year-old son. He is a young father, the last one in his office at 2 o'clock in the morning, weeping over his desk because he has just realized that he is so busy working, he will not have time to see his daughter grow up. America is whole cities full of people all going broke at once. America is rows and streets, miles of empty factories and warehouses, fallow and beginning to rust. America is out riding the rails looking for a better life somewhere. America is silently begging for mercy. America is trillions of dollars and countless soldiers, tanks, bombers, aircraft carriers, missiles, and high-tech guidance systems going off to fight against an enemy who makes bombs out of cleaning supplies and blown tires. America would just as soon you not say anything about this. America doesn't trust you for a second. America can see through your little tricks. Don't tell America what to do. America wants the easy answer. She wants the 10-second cure. She wants instant relief. America is doing huge lines of coke in his penthouse apartment. America is sleeping with her therapist. America is on a raw food diet. America wants to be a movie star. America is saving for a down payment. America is loaded to the gills and looking for a party! And America is hiding it all behind a big smile because America doesn't want you to see her real face. When America looks in the mirror, he is charming, muscle-bound, intelligent. When America is asked to explain herself, she is full of piety and benevolence. Well, America, I'm calling you out. Don't just sit there wondering when I'm going to shut up. Look at yourself. America, at your core, you are full of such beautiful dreams. Your sweetness moves me to tears. America, I love you deeply, and I am just like you. I am you, America, full also of bad habits and dirty secrets. I don't like to think about them any more than you do, but America, if we want to get anywhere, we're going to have to see ourselves for what we really are. So, I took a poetry class. I only ever took one poetry class when I was in college. I studied political science, but I thought I wrote enough poetry that I ought to take one. And I learned this concept of, negative capability. And who was it that came up with that idea? I forget the poet. But some poet was talking about negative capability, that in order to write poetry, in order to read poetry, in order to understand poetry, you have to be able to hold two mutually exclusive ideas as truth in your mind at the same time. And that struck me and stayed with me. I think it's the only thing that stayed with me. So I brought this poem as well, which is sort of the mutually exclusive other idea. I'm writing a list to remind myself of everything that's right in the world, because so much is so wrong. But it's sunny out now, and I have this moment of bliss. And so I'm writing myself a list of things to do when the rain comes back. And it starts. Kid, rain sometimes means lightning. And when lightning strikes, it brings real magic down to earth with it. In Denmark, the Department of Transportation employs people to make sure they don't build freeways where fairies live. The violin always sounds like crying. Sometimes because it's sad, but sometimes because it loves dancing so much. In the spring, flowers bloom. In the autumn, they die. Through it all, you can look into your lover's eyes and waltz in the street. The cars will drive around you because you're waltzing and it's okay. A popsicle always tastes good in the summer. Hot chocolate is better with a fire and a good book. When it snows, there are real angels that lay down and leave impressions of their bodies in the front yards of houses where small children will believe that it was really angels who left those prints behind. There are trees deep in the forest that are thousands of years old, and if you listen, you can hear them whisper stories from before. Cats climb screen doors and sometimes fall down, which is funny. Sometimes when you least expect it, a pretty girl will smile at you. Crazy people tell the best stories, and your family always loves you. My list says, kid, you can always write a list, but instead, why don't you visit the ocean? Why don't you stand in the surf in a storm and shout your name to remind the world that you are here and things are going to make way for you? It says things might not get better right away, but you might get used to them the way they are, or you might put your back against the wall and push because you're cornered. So all that's left is to break the wall down, because eventually something has got to give, and you had better be there when it does. And in the meantime, you can surf the rain clouds, because, kid, you've got it in you to fly. The moon is only 238,855 miles away. You've got more than that left in your wings. There are poems seeping out from the concrete, and you were born to collect them. Your whole life, you've been waiting for this moment, not because it's something special, but precisely because it isn't. And what better reason to take off running? What better time to make something of yourself? Start it now and keep it going. Quit listing all of the things you're going to do one day and start living them, because, kid, you've got all the time in the world and none to waste.